Okay, this is a video that I wanted to make last night, but since I couldn't get to it, I'll just have to do it now. It's going to be a car video. Sorry for the noise, but just have to put up with it. I want to give my thoughts on Dark Phoenix and also the thing with Alita and James Cameron being blamed for Dark Phoenix being moved to June, and that possibly having an effect on the box office for Dark Phoenix. And also, I would like to share. I'm going to link a petition that I made for the original, or the Kinberg cut, I guess is what we'll probably call it. The original cut of the movie before it was reshot. I've seen at least one portion of a part the portion of a part of that doesn't even make sense, but of a scene where Jean Grey has like a fire form, and she sort of lights up in a way similar to the way Captain Marvel does in the advertisement, where she looks like she's going Super Saiyan or something. Yeah, there's a scene where Jean Grey has a fire form and her eyes are lighting up like that, and um, and it looks like the promo images that were released on, was it Entertainment Magazine or one of those magazines, where you see her, you can see her body, but you also see her covered in fire. So that was something that was in the movie. It was rendered in CG. It wasn't completely finished, it looked like, but it was there. And I guess apparently with the test screenings, they decided that, I'm just going off of rumors here, the test screenings went poorly. So the movie was changed, the ending was changed to something that people would like. And I kind of wonder about that, because I'm kind of getting off the I'm going off on the trail here, but I kind of wonder if that's true or not, because if did they retest it? Did they retest screen it? Doesn't seem like they had time to. All of this stuff points to a decision being made to push uh, Dark Phoenix back from the February time slot, where it would have went ahead of Captain Marvel. And yeah, it's possible that James Cameron wanted Alita to be in that spot as well. But until we have an official a statement from somebody with a name and a face, then it's just a rumor that he asked for Alita to be put on the February date and for Dark Phoenix to be on the June date. And beyond that, there's no way to tell if the movie would have actually done better anyway. But what I do know, after having seen the movie, was that from what I heard about Captain Marvel, it is, and what I've seen in Dark Phoenix, they are very similar. Um, Let me just start off by saying that Dark Phoenix is a good movie. I enjoyed it. I thought, it could have been better. The main thing that I let me just tell you how it relates to Captain Marvel first before I talk about what could have been done better. There's going to be some spoilers here. I'm going to keep them kind of vague so that you don't get too much, get spoiled too much. But there may be a little bit, just a caution, spoiler caution here. So the Phoenix that is in Jean Grey, for those of you who don't know, that's the lead female character. And this would have been a Marvel movie with a lead female before Captain Marvel. But it wouldn't have been MCU technically, but anyway. So this is a cosmic entity. This Phoenix is a cosmic entity. It's super powerful, and it enters Jean Grey, right? So basically what you have here is this woman here who has this cosmic power, like Captain Marvel is supposed to have. But Jean Grey is much more powerful than Captain Marvel is. Now that would kind of ruin the narrative that Disney wanted to create around Captain Marvel being like this groundbreaking powerful female character in a superhero movie. So there's one probable cause for Disney to put Dark Phoenix behind Captain Marvel. And before anybody argues with whether or not Disney was involved, there were rumors back in November that the deal between Fox and Disney was already like going to be done, completed very soon. And then in December, it was announced that it was done. So that was plenty of time between December and March for Disney and Fox to be talking about things and arranging things. But even before that, they were already talking behind the scenes. So I find it hard to believe that these people were in negotiations with this merger, and they weren't also talking about how to move their movies around, and that Fox wasn't also preparing to merge with Disney. And so of course the reshoots were I think either the reshoots happened in November or they were I think that's when the reshoots actually took place, in November. But if that's when they happened, then they would have known that they were going to be getting absorbed by Disney then. So of course that would make it more plausible that they would order these reshoots to be done, seeing that they know that they're going to be absorbed by Disney. But back to the similarities, you may have noticed that there are some websites out there saying that the original ending to Captain Marvel, to Dark Phoenix, was very similar to Captain Marvel. Actually, the whole movie is similar in some ways. See, the race of shape-shifting aliens that come down in the movie Dark Phoenix were basically, they were Skrulls. They weren't called Skrulls. They were called something else. But they were the same race that was in Captain Marvel, of these shape-shifting aliens who infiltrate, who invade Earth and pose as other people. So that's what they were. They were in Dark Phoenix as well. And so you have that, plus Jean Grey being cosmic powered, being super powerful, and there were some other similarities that people were drawing between the two movies. I can't remember what they are right now, but there was enough there to where people seeing Dark Phoenix before Captain Marvel would have really taken a lot. Oh, I remember now. So this is where it gets kind of just a tad bit spoilery, maybe slightly. So during the final conflict that was in the movie, I don't know what was taken out, but what was left in there was Jean Grey confronting the villain, and the villain telling Jean Grey that her emotions make her weak. Let me touch the screen so that it doesn't go out. So Jean Grey rebuts and says, "No, my emotions don't make me weak. My emotions make me strong." And so she defeats the villain. Now the theme, and a recurring theme in Captain Marvel, was that she needed to get control of her emotions, this and that. And I guess at the end of the movie, she finally let go and started, letting her emotions go and just started going crazy. So it's really, that was also a similar theme in Dark Phoenix. And when I heard that line, I was like, wow, you know what? Yeah, I can definitely see why this movie could not go before Captain Marvel, especially a month before. That would have been bad, assuming people saw the movie. But the movie was good. I liked it. It was it was more. It was less like a actiony sort of popcorn movie, and more. It almost tried to go a little bit Logan-esque in a way, where it was just darker and more more focused in on the characters. And some people complain about that. That's I do have to take issue with a lot of these critiques, a lot of these criticisms of the movie. I don't see anything wrong with the movie being as small and focused in on the characters as they were. As long as the conflict is there, there's a character conflict in a character, conflict with external things, then I mean, what else do you really need? Um, you got. I mean, I understand. I guess I heard in the first version of it there was a big city, a big like battle. There was a battle in the city, but it wasn't as large as I heard was in the original cut. But I mean, you still got some of that action in the movie, but it was mostly focused in on Jean Grey, on her, and I actually enjoyed that because I'm a person who loves heroines, and so and I especially love to see a a protagonist or somebody who's supposed to be a protagonist kind of go down the journey or becoming an antagonist. And to me, that would have made also. I'm going to touch on Star Wars a little bit. That would have made Rey infinitely more interesting to me, is if she started off in as a sort of as a hero or whatever, and slowly moves towards the dark side, while Kylo, who started on the dark side, moved towards the light. That would have been a very interesting way to take that that whole sequel trilogy. But anyway, back to Dark Phoenix. So that was really engaging to me, seeing her go down that journey, and I wish they would have went further with it. I wish they would have had her body a few more people. She did put a few in the grave, but it wasn't like as much as I would have liked to seen. I kind of like them. If you're going to go dark with a character, go like all the way. Let me know that this character is not just playing around. And while she was pretty formidable, at the same time, like I needed to see her cross that line, and that didn't really happen, unfortunately. So I mean, it did it. No, she never really crossed the line that I had, but I guess that might have made her irredeemable. Maybe they thought so, but that's kind of where I feel like I wish sometimes they would just go for it and just do that. But anyway, some other things that they could have done better. The movie would have been, I think, more well received if they hadn't screwed up so badly in Apocalypse. And yeah, I guess Days of Future Past was pretty good, I guess, but I didn't really enjoy it that much. But Apocalypse is where I think they really wasted a lot of the potential. But even then, what they should have done in Apocalypse, and maybe even in Days of Future Past, was foreshadow a little bit more. Foreshadow a lot more. As a matter of fact, that would have done this movie the best service, is if they had made Jean Grey the focus instead of focusing on Jennifer Lawrence and Michael Fassbender. I think that's his name. And I forgot his name. Slipped my mind. The guy who plays Professor X. If they had focused on Sophie Turner's character Jean Grey for this trilogy, that would have really benefited this movie a lot. Because a lot of what they showed us at the beginning of Dark Phoenix, I feel like they would have really done well to show us that in Days of Future Past, when we first meet Jean Grey. If they would have just showed us a little bit of her past, and how she had these feelings, these emotions, and these memories, and all these and these things that tortured her, sort of locked away, and maybe coming out every now and then. If they did foreshadow that a little bit, I don't remember it, but that would have done some good if they set that up more in the prior two movies, and then in the third movie, this one, just had her fully go for it. But that's a wasted opportunity, a missed chance, and in a way the movie deserves to fail as it appears to be doing because of those missed opportunities. But at the same time, the movie is good enough and it has enough good in it, and I would actually rank it as in my top three, maybe top four. I say top three X-Men movies. It's good enough that I feel bad that it is doing so poorly at the theaters and in the box office. And I really don't understand some of the criticism that people have when they're saying that the movie is terrible and all of that. I don't, I'm not one of those people. I thought it was good. So I will see it again. Maybe I actually will Saturday. So I rarely see a movie twice. I see movies twice, but I mean, it's not all the time. And in Alita so far, Alita Battle Angel is the only movie that I saw more than twice. And I guess that's where I got involved with Dark Phoenix anyway, is when these people decided to point the finger at Alita Battle Angel and try to, claim that it was the failure of Dark Phoenix was on James Cameron and Alita. So had to take issue with that. That got me involved, but I'm glad it got me involved because this movie is actually deserving. Dark Phoenix is deserving of a lot better than it's getting. So I'm gonna, if you will, sign the petition and share it. And at the very least, what this petition will do for those who feel like the that there's no truth to the rumors that Disney had any effect or had any input on what was taken out of Dark Phoenix. By us getting the original cut, maybe in some deleted scenes on the Blu-ray or whatever else, but if we get those scenes somehow, then that would be your way to dismiss we can dismiss all of the rumors. We can have the facts then. We can know exactly what was taken out, what was left in. So that would make it much easier to pinpoint how or to measure how much influence Disney had on this movie being reshot, if any at all. So if you're interested in the truth, finding out the truth of what went on with this movie, as I am, sign a petition, and hopefully we can get the original cut of the movie. If not, at least get the deleted scenes or the scenes that was taken out, the alternate scenes. Let's get that and share it around. So I believe that's all I have to say. So thank you all for listening.